समझ नहीं आ रहा अपने सैलरी इंक्रीमेंट का क्या करूं।
बेटा इतना क्या सोच रहा है? अपने म्यूचुअल फंड्स के एसआईपी का टॉप अप करा ले। दिस इज द राइट टाइम।
क्या? समझ में नहीं आया।
बेटा इतना क्या सोच रहा है? अपने म्यूचुअल फंड्स का एसआईपी टॉपअप करा ले। दिस इज द राइट टाइम।
अब समझा।
Mutual fund investments are subject to market risks. Read all scheme related documents carefully.
Addressing the BJP National Executive Meeting in 2018, Amit Shah had declared that the party would win the 2019 Lok Sabha election and no one could remove the BJP from power for the next 50 years, that is till 2069. Last month, the Union Home Minister said in the Lok Sabha that the opposition parties would be there, that's on the opposition benches, for the next 20 years, that is till 2045. Let's make it 2049 because the Lok Sabha election will have taken place in 2044. It also takes into account Prime Minister Narendra Modi's goal of making India a developed country by 2047. Modi is looking to remain at the helm till 2035 at least. In his Independence Day address, he said that in the coming 10 years till 2035, and I quote, I want to expand the national security shield, strengthen it, modernize it. I is the key word here. Till 2035, I want to expand. He'll be only 85 by then, and he is much fitter than Joe Biden, who demitted the US President's office at 82. Mahathir Mohamad was the Prime Minister of Malaysia till he was almost 95, almost 3-4 months short of 95. You may think I can't be serious. Talks of 20 or 50 years are just rhetorical, aren't they? A former BJP MP advised me not to take PM Modi's reference to 2035 seriously because the day a leader throws a hint that he is even thinking of a retirement plan, everybody around him starts abandoning him. You can't afford to do that in politics, as the BJP leader told me. Maybe, what if BJP leaders truly believe what they say? How else could you explain the Modi government's sudden decision to bring the 138th Constitution Amendment Bill? It is meant to unseat the Prime Minister, Chief Ministers and Ministers on the 31st day of their arrest or detention in custody. The PM figures in the bill for effect, of course. The proposed law places the CMs and ministers at the mercy of mostly central investigation agencies, whose track record in impartiality is better left undiscussed. These central agencies are known to often go out of their way to please the political bosses. The CMs and ministers who are not from the ruling party or ruling coalition at the center have reasons to be alarmed by this bill, because it is always prone to be used against the opposition. Former Union Minister Sharad Pawar recently pointed out how during the Manmohan Singh government, it was P. Chidambaram who had backed the amendment in the Prevention of Money Laundering Act, PMLA, to put the onus to prove innocence on the accused. Pawar told Singh then that it was dangerous. If the government changes, we will also have to face consequences. But the advice was not heeded. That was Pawar. In 2019, the ED arrested Chidambaram in a PMLA case. He had to spend 106 days in jail before he got bail. The 130th Constitution Amendment Bill can potentially be weaponized by a ruling party at the center, which may not always be the BJP, to destabilize governments in states ruled by rival parties, which could also be the BJP. So why would Shah or the BJP want to make such a law? The most conceivable answer is that the BJP does not see itself sitting on the opposition benches in the Lok Sabha ever, till 2049 at least. Look at the centre's stand on the Supreme Court, setting a timeline for the governors to act on the bills passed by state assemblies. The centre wants the elected governments in the states to be placed at the mercy of its nominees in the Raj Bhavans. Only a party that is confident of being in power at the centre forever would want to take such a stand. This confidence of the BJP is reflected in so many other ways, from overturning the SC's ruling to end government's control over the appointment of the CECs and the ECs, to the alleged use of central investigation agencies to target opposition leaders. There are many other instances. Here is the catch though. Team Modi seems to be losing steam. Speaking from the ramparts of the Red Fort this year, Modi said, and I quote, "I have brought good news for the youth of my country. Today, on the 15th of August, we are launching and implementing a scheme worth 1 lakh crore for the youth of my country. The Pradhan Mantri Viksit Bharat Rozgar Yojana is being implemented today," unquote. That was PM Modi from the ramparts of the Red Fort. Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman had announced this scheme in her budget speech in July 2024. It was repackaged with a new name in the Independence Day speech by the PM this year. The PM referred to a massive campaign for skill development, self-employment and internship in big companies. Let us look at the last component that figured in the same budget speech in 2014, the Prime Minister's internship scheme, PMIS, to give internship to 1 crore youth till 2029. The PMIS has been a big disappointment so far, with low turnout and high attrition, as my colleague Udit Bubna's brilliant investigation showed. In the first round, launched last October, only 8,725 candidates finally joined against 1.27 lakh internship slots offered by public and private companies. Many of those who joined quit later. 2,000 crore rupees was initially earmarked for the PMIS for FY25. It was later revised to 380 crores. Of that, only 21 crore was spent till February 2025. In the second round, out of 1.18 lakh internship slots or opportunities till the 17th of July, only 22,584 candidates had accepted the offers as per a government reply in the Lok Sabha. How many of them finally joined has not been disclosed yet. As for the much hyped Skill India mission, you must read Karti Chidambaram's damning article in The Print. It's titled, "Where is Skill India Money Going?" It's a 48,000 crore mystery. He's a Congress MP for sure, but he has quoted official data. Skill Development and Entrepreneurship Portfolio, MSDE, has been given to a BJP ally now, RLD Jayant Chaudhary. Since 2014, MSDE ministry has had so many ministers. First it was Rajiv Pratap Rudy, then Dharmendra Pradhan, then Mahendranath Pandey, then Dharmendra Pradhan again, and now with Jayant Chaudhary. It's like a game of musical chairs. That tells us about the commitment to the hyped Skill India mission that PM Modi announced from the Red Fort in 2014. Let's look at some of his other announcements from the Red Fort that year. Make in India for one. Its initial target was to boost manufacturing to account for 25% of the GDP by 2022, from around 17% in 2013-14. In April this year, Finance Minister Sitharaman said India plans to increase manufacturing sector's share from 12% to 23% in the next 2 decades. I repeat, from 12% to 23% in the next 2 decades. It was supposed to be 25% in 2022. PM Modi also promised to double farmers' income by 2022. Of course, we don't hear anybody talking about it. Now, from the Red Fort in 2014, the PM had announced the Sansad Gram Yojana, making one Adarsh or ideal village by 2016, 2 more by 2019 and 5 from 2019 to 2024. The scheme has gone into oblivion. Then there was Swachh Bharat mission. It started in right earnest, but is almost forgotten today. In 2015, PM Modi launched the ambitious Smart Cities mission to improve the quality of life in 100 cities. The mission was over this year with the expenditure of well over 1.5 lakh crores. You may already be living in one of those smart cities, even though you may not be aware. Modi's Independence Day speech this year got rave reviews again, the task force for next generation reforms being the most promising. One does not know if he will walk the talk and go back to land and labor reforms. The government remains touchy about anything concerning farmers, good or bad. In 2015, Modi had spoken about 4 labour codes from the Red Fort. Parliament passed them in 2019-20. The centre has not shown the will to notify these codes yet. On Saturday, the Prime Minister said his government is ready to unleash an arsenal of next generation reforms. If the BJP has to be in power till 2049, these reforms must be substantive, not cosmetic. As it is, as the above mentioned instances show, Modi's team is tiring, losing imagination, or can't get their priorities right. India's micro, small and medium enterprises, MSMEs, would be hit hard by the 50% US tariffs. Who is the MSME minister steering the sector out of this looming crisis? It's Jeetar Ram Majhi, who is busy campaigning in Bihar and has shown little interest in his ministry. Another minister who should have been worried is Rajiv Ranjan Singh, the Minister for Fisheries, Animal Husbandry and Dairying. He is also busy in Bihar poll campaign. One can talk about Textiles Minister Giraj Singh and many others. I am aware of the counter argument that the Prime Minister's office and bureaucrats, not ministers, run the ministries and so don't bother. That's my point. Those bureaucrats seem to have lost steam and imagination, while the political executive is busy in never-ending elections. PM Modi needs to revamp his team of both ministers and bureaucrats. That's all from me in this episode of Politically Correct. Thanks for watching.